Hello and welcome to day 9 of the Body Positive February Challenge. Today's point of reflection is to express my appreciation for a source of support in my life. So initially I was going to just talk at length about my sister and how much I love her and how obsessed I am with her, but she'd probably be like, turn down, you need to relax. So instead, I am going to reflect upon this quote that's been going around on Tumblr for a while, but it's been popping up in my newsfeed, and I shared it myself the other day, which talks about how female friendships are some of the most profound, deep, and long-lasting relationships that women will ever experience in our lives, and how they're often thought of as like secondary instead of some of the most foundational, primary, important relationships in our lives. And I completely find that to be the truth. I look back on all the powerful relationships that have developed through my life. And of course, I have male friends, and they're awesome too, and I love you guys. But when I think about the alliances that I've formed, from my school friends, the girls I grew up with, my college friends, um, you know, my role models, my mentors, and even the women in my family, particularly, my grandmother and, aunts and cousins, my mom, my sister, all these amazing women have been the most consistent sources of honesty, generosity, vulnerability, and non-judgment. And I think, growing up throughout my life, the experiences that I've learned the most from have been with my female friends, with my girls. We learned together, we grew together. It was such a collaborative process. And throughout, I can think of so many instances, from being like 5 years old, falling over on the playground, and the first people who are going to pick you up are your girls. They're going to walk you to the nurse's office and hold your hand while you get a Band-Aid put on your knee. They're not going to judge you if you cry. Or being 12 years old, getting your period, being mortified by it, but you have a friend who has your back, literally. It's going to do that little check for you and be like, don't worry, girl. You're all good. To being a teenager. And I've had friends who have taken the blame for like stuff that I've done and stuff that I've orchestrated all by myself. They took the blame for me. Like, that is real. I have one friend who, this one time when I got grounded, and I wasn't allowed to have any fun, obviously, but my parents trusted her so much that she was allowed to come over, and she just took my punishment with me. We weren't allowed to watch TV. We weren't allowed to go on the computer. We're being grounded together. And she had done nothing wrong in this whole process. But that's the kind of dedication I'm talking about. And my college friends, the most amazing women, my core group since day one, basically, they have been so supportive, so loving, so open, just figuring everything out together, seeing stuff in me that I wanted to see, but I hadn't developed yet. And they were the ones who were like, no, that's who you are. That's who we see. Having the most amazing coworkers and supervisors and bosses and women to look up to, whose careers I want, whose drive I think is amazing. Just being inspired by their success, by their careers, and the fact that they always look, to lend a hand to the next person who wants to take that position with them. And I think that was another really awesome thing about going to Wellesley, having bigs and littles. It was never being in competition with them. It was that I could learn from the experiences that my bigs had had. And they were happy to tell me stories about their success and their failures so that I didn't have to go through those same things to get to the eventual end point. And that's the way that I feel about my littles, is that I just want to open my heart to them and just tell them everything because I feel like my success is theirs. And I feel like when they succeed, it empowers me too. And I look to the women in my family who have been just, in every sense of the word, um, powerful and loving, so sincere, just talking about everything with no sense of ego, um, but just keeping it so real and talking about areas in which they felt um, vulnerable and things that they wish they could do differently, and the things that they're really proud of, because that legacy also belongs to me. That's so beautiful. Um, and I can't wait to just continue to build those friendships and continue to build those relationships, because I've never felt from any of these women that reciprocal respect and my friendship in return was not enough. That's all I ever felt. Um, I had to give of myself to them, um, and that's beautiful. So I want to say thank you to all the women who came before me, all of them who inspire me, push me to do better, um, to follow my dreams, the ones who challenge me. You guys are amazing, and I love you.